Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, today I want to show you a really cool tactic in terms of how to beat up the Scarab boss. The Scarab is probably one of the first big hurdles that we get in Doom Tower for the average player. Yeah, it becomes one of the harder bosses to beat unless you've got specific tactics to take him down. I'm on Lady H's account here because she's got a really strong tactic to do it. It's one we spoke about when she was kind of building out some of her teams. And I was like, you know what? This might just work. One epic champion could be the difference between you doing it or not. And I've got to say, there's loads of options for what I'm going to show you. But this particular champion is one that works for Lady H's account. And I've got another one on my free-to-play, which kind of does a similar job. So let's just talk through the Scarab boss first because... Oh, wrong area. Because he is one of the tougher fights until you get your head around how he can be beaten. So basically what's going on here is, I mean, it's an evil boss, honestly. It's a very, very tough boss. He's got a number of different abilities. He's got AoE hits, puts decreased attack and decreased speed on you. Places an extra hit on enemies that do not have shield, and the extra hit can provoke. So this is nasty because once you start getting provoked, you can't do your main skills to kind of retake control of the fight. You're basically just in trouble. Yeah, and obviously the decreased speed means he's having goes when you're not, all that type of stuff. Got another one here, AoE, places an extra hit on each enemy for each buff they've got. So he can literally come at you with a number of hits. Each extra hit steals one random buff if enemies have got no shield. So again, shield mechanics required here to stop the provokes. Shield is required here to stop you getting loads of buff steals on you. He removes a buff if they've got shield. So if you've just got shield and he hits with this, he's going to take the shield off, which is nasty as well. He's got decreases of damage he receives according to his kind of like purple shield bar. So you either come in and destroy his max HP with destroy set or champions that have got this skill, or you ignore this and you kill him in a different way. And both options are pretty good, but most people ignore destroying the max HP and come with a different route. He's got counter attacks you when he's got no shield as well, which activates this A1, which will provoke. So yeah, it's just his kit is really nasty if you do not have shields active. Okay, that's the main sort of takeaway. There's a couple of things you can do here. You can either come in with guaranteed shields and turn me to control down the Scarab boss. Yeah, so anybody who's got a shield, which goes on for as long a duration as the cooldown. So a good example is Miscreated Monster. He's got a shield ability that if it's booked out, it goes on for 3 turns and it's on a 3-turn cooldown. So actually it's up 100% of the time. Yeah, that's important. So he's one. There's also a Blizzard Rare that does the same job, which is an easier champion to get, I guess. Metal Shaper. So got a shield ability here. On a 2-turn cooldown and it goes on for 2 turns. So that's an important fact. Whoever you've got doing that has to be your fastest champion in the team if that's the strat you're going for, so that they constantly reapply the shields. Okay, then you basically build a team full of people that do turn meter control, and the Scarab boss never gets a turn, and slow and steady you take him down. If you're doing that strat, I suggest you do bring someone with destroy gear on, like someone like an Armager, bringing down the turn meter of the boss whilst also destroying his max HP. So that's one strat. But for today, I'm going to show you a very cool strat using Cult Brawler. Now, the reason why, when I was talking to Lady H about what champions has she got that can do this, the reason why the Brawler came to my head was because I use a champion that you can only get through Hard Doom Tower on my main account. And I am using, does he show it already? I think he should, yeah. Eurost. So Eurost has got a passive ability, which I'll show you quick here. Got a passive ability which applies poison. So when attacked, 50% chance of placing a poison debuff on the attacker. So basically every time the Scarab boss is hitting us, we got a chance to put poisons out there. Doesn't matter if he provokes me, doesn't matter about anything, honestly. All I've got to do then is make sure that Euros can stay alive while Scarab boss hits me and in effect kills himself by poisoning himself. okay, through his hits. So Euros was the kind of inspiration for this. And I was like, you know what? This dude also has got a passive that will apply poisons against the Scarab boss. And poison's not a bad way to kill this dude. And this is when I take a turn. I don't even have to hit. It's just when we take a turn here, there's a chance to place poison on the boss. Really strong, actually. So you then need to go with the same mindset of, I need enough accuracy to land the poison, and I need to stay alive. To land the poison, I need to take turns. So I need to be reasonably quick. The accuracy requirement goes up, obviously, as you go to higher stages. But ultimately, after that, it's just staying alive. And regen set is brilliant for staying alive. Regen set plus immortal would be even better. And things like masteries. We've got masteries on here, which are clan boss masteries. So the whole build actually works in Lady H's clan boss team. So she's trying to apply poison. So she's got sniper to have a higher chance to apply that. She's actually got spirit haste to grow more speed when her team die, which is quite a nice touch. She's got whirlwind of death to gain more speed if we kill people. War Master is mainly on there for clan boss. Like you might go something like Eagle Eye and just grab the accuracy if this is purely going to be a strat that is going against Scarab boss. You might also take Steadfast for more health if you're trying to do this purely against the Scarab boss. But ultimately, yeah, if you're not going the War Master route, you could definitely go defense tree as well and build up more defense, more counter towards AoE hits. I think if you're going on hard, higher levels, you would need to do that. But for this build, it's like a dual build. So two things here. Regen set, I'm healing for 15% every time I take a turn. That means I want decent health because I'm healing for a percentage of that health. It also means that I need to take turns, so I need a reasonable speed so I get my healing off, okay? We've got a blood shield accessory. Every time we hit, we apply a shield to the enemy boss, which means that we're not going to take as many multiple hits. Yeah, blood shield is brilliant. You get this from clan v clan fights. Blood shield on anybody, honestly, that is doing this type of thing would be good. Just seeing here, she's got a second one, which is an HP based one. If this was leveled up, this would be the better option. Like this is an attack based one. Really what you're looking for is high health and good speed and accuracy. So we've got crit rate on the gloves. We'd much rather have HP % on the gloves. We don't obviously have it in the set that we need. Just wondering here, like if I was rebuilding this champion for her, I would be looking for like 5 or 6 star gear like this. Obviously maintaining some of the other stats that we want, but that's the type of thing that I'd be looking for. I'll be looking for HP in both chest and gloves. And obviously we're using speed set here, but also regen. So like this chest here is probably better than what, you know, I would probably go try on a pair of these better gloves. If we've got better gloves. Even those are probably better. Just more survivability, basically. Maybe some of that accuracy there coming through. So I'd be doing this and this. Still keeping my regen set intact. And then I'd be looking for kind of like regen items which have got speed on them, which have got accuracy on them. Mainly speed, though. So we'd be saying here, like, have we got anything which is just stronger than what we're wearing? Not worth losing the health for 1 speed. The helm here could gain quite a bit of speed, potentially gain some health as well. But that's not a bad one to just roll up to 12. See where it rolls. If it rolls down the bottom here, it would be good. So we're gaining a bit more speed. Still could be good, actually, honestly. Still probably worth. And then this piece here, we'd lose accuracy. Potentially, we would gain some speed. Again, you probably would just take that up to 12 to see if you get some big speed rolls. Didn't get any. Okay, so it's not worth doing. But it is actually worth some of these changes and blowing a bit of silver to make this build even better. So I think we're going to switch that up for Lady H. She will thank me later, I'm sure. And we're just going to roll up a couple of these pieces. Speed there, great. It is worth as well glyphing. At this point, kind of like anything which is going to be helping your stats towards this fight. Glyph the accuracy. Glyph the HP. Oh, no. Glyph the accuracy, glyph the HP, glyph the speed. You don't have to go like big boy glyphs. You just want to throw some glyphs on so that you are gaining, you know, the right stats to keep you alive. Defense, HP, speed, all of those things, accuracy. They're all going to help us land our abilities and deal with the fight better. So all of these things are useful. Speed here. Already got the accuracy glyphed. Well done, Lady H. But this same idea can be done. If you've got blood shield accessories, it's faster because this guy's a poisoner. If you've got blood shield accessories, then you could do this strat with anyone at all. Like literally anyone in the game could do this in regen set that's going quite quick with blood shield and regen. But it's just much better if you've got a way of actually doing damage like we have here. So, okay, we've got accuracy on the banner, accuracy roll here with HP, and then, as I say, this would be better if it was the HP one. The total stats we're seeing 205 speed, good amount of health now, 62k, got enough accuracy to land our poisons, and we're going to go in against this Scarab boss and see what's what. So she's up to level 50 right now. She's already passed it once, so it's not like it's doing it for the first time. She's got kind of like a squad in here which should kill the waves pretty comfortably. Ideally, with the way she's built Brawler, you would hope that Brawler does a bit of killing somewhere. So he's got one kill there, which is great. I didn't think he was going to do that, to be fair, but he's killed that Broadmoor pretty damn comfortably. So he's gained a bit of speed from doing that because of his masteries. Might be that he gets another one somewhere. No. So I'm leaving this full auto. But if I was like trying to do this for the first time and trying to pick out targets, like killing the reviver over here would just be helpful because it saves all the revives coming up. And we're not going to take any damage here for this early stage. Now, I would suggest if you're building this squad, you don't need as many strong champions in the mix here than what Lady H uses. You could have, say, one person that's helping you clear the waves and the other three are just food champions so that they die quicker. Because at this point, your risk is the Scarab boss killing your actual person that's going to do the work. Yeah, you see the amount of times he's counter-attacking because we're not attacking him when we've got shields up. So we're taking hits a lot throughout the whole team. And you can see here he's just kind of blowing away our shields like we've spoken about. But we're still applying these poisons. Because we got Brawler in a tanky build, whoever's doing this role needs to be in a very tanky build because eventually you need the rest of your team to be dead. And then it's just a one-on-one fight. Whoever your damage dealer is versus the boss. In this instance, Brawler's so good because he's just passively applying poison. So irrelevant of whether that shield is gone or not, the poison stack and we do damage quite quick. Yeah, which is why Brawler's so good for this, just because it's a passive poison. The rest of the team are dead. That means that our masteries are now kicking in and we're gaining more speed and through the Spirit Haste one. And yeah, now we're just chunking him down with our passive poison ability. And obviously the better gear you've got here, the more of this damage you're withstanding. But see how many poisons we're stacking up already here. 6 poisons. Here comes another one, 7. His passive poisons stack up for a long duration, so they just go up really nice. And then it's just basically slow and steady wins the race. We're never really going below half health. Got a lot of debuffs on us here. He's got the provoke on us, which means we don't have a lot going on apart from an A1. But with Brawler, it doesn't matter. He's just in there applying poison after poison. So he got his A2 away, cleaned off some of those debuffs. Fine, it either happens or it doesn't. You don't need it to happen. And, this is a nice kind of like beginner level strat to get yourself through it. As I say, I mean, you could do the same strat with a high resistance Apothecary if he had blood shield accessories, because Apothecary would just be going in there nailing with some hits, but it would be much slower than this because the poisons are doing some of the work. I also, on my free-to-play, run Cornelia, which if you want to check out how to do that really effectively at a high level, YST, another YouTuber, has got some brilliant strategy stuff on that. And Cornelia is actually a super champion at doing this sort of stuff at pace. But you see here, we're never in any sort of danger of dying. Scarab boss at level 50 is going down. Normal level 90, he will go down as well. Lady H has used this same strat for level 90. I don't know if these stats would work on hard. I think you would probably need to bring more defensive stats and perhaps a bit more speed, slightly improved level of gear to take down hard doing this as well. But you can see here, it's going to end up being something like 5 or so minutes. And yeah, the Brawler is doing crazy amount of work. Like, it's just, he's really doing a similar style fight to what my Euros does. You know, it's really similar. The main difference is Euros has got a bit more inbuilt stats, so he's able to fight at a higher level more easily. But the amount of poisons that we're kicking out here is not much different to what Euros would be doing. I guess the main difference in the builds would be Euros you build very slow because Euros puts poisons on from being hit, whereas the Brawler puts poisons on from actually taking a turn. So my Brawler needs to be quicker than a Euros build would be. You can see here, I think it's going to be under 5 minutes, which is not bad. It's either use it as a farm or use it as a, you know, for a one-off clear. But there you go, Lady H smacking down the Scarab boss very, very easily. And the Brawler is awesome for this. Here you go, guys. I've been Hell Hades. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon.